planning to get some books also. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Alright. Okay. Yes. I've also planned to be practicing daily. Even myself, I even wrote something that I'll be studying the dictionary daily to get new words and meanings so that I won't be using ambiguous words. So those are what I've been planning on Tuesday.
Okay, okay, okay. That's cool. So, were you in last class? Yesterday class.
No sir, I wasn't around sir.
All right, no problem. So, the last but did you ask them about what um the question?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay, so what
Yeah, yeah.
what did you learn
Told
from?
me that, sir.
Okay, so what did you read about them? I mean, what did you research on about those people? Hello. Okay, I guess his network is somehow. What about others? Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you, sir. Loud and clear.
All right, great. So I get his network. No problem. So, Mr. Damilare, are you there? Okay. Mr. Ebenezer, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us what the people you research on and then what did you learn about them?
Actually, I work on this one, Adebayo regulation.
Okay.
I saw in his background that he owned the airport with many shareholders. Oh, sorry, sir. And he's managing two other airports. And so, locked me out. I also noticed that he was a Nigerian lawyer and investment banker,
Okay.
and he's currently chairman of managing partner at private equity firm Global Infrastructure Partners. One thing I learned about him is that he's a focused man and no give up.
Okay. What about the second person? Do you read about it?
No, he's a
All right. No problem. Mr. Shemiye.
yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's what did you read about them? What did you learn from their story or from their biography?
Good evening, brother.
Good evening.
Personally, I was enthralled by the value. But out of the film, although I read it for a little months, when I read the Adebayo Foundation story, I saw a man went all out for wisdom. A man that went all out for excellence, achieved it. He has always had it. I don't know, but when I was reading his story, I could just that desire to be. And it started when I read specifically about his awards and honors, and that he graduated from the Bachelor of Arts in
politics and economics from the Oxford University. And I saw him up as a man that's just make it in that particular aspect. He spread his tentacles into various spheres of influence. He was involved in investments. There was a time he served in the first bank, or I think it was first. Yes, that was when they were working on a gas project, and he also bought shares. And I think he was a man that went all out for excellence, because there was a point, I think that was about 6 years, where he bought his company, GIP, bought the London. So it was actually that's what I think about. Steady about. He did not just dwell on one idea. He worked with other people, and he has international relations. It was proven, I think, by Forbes in 2019 that he's one of the top 100 most influential Nigerians. So I just love the way he steadily built his name and built his fame. He was not relying on the glory of his parents or anything. He just made a name for himself. I think I really like that. And for Donna Dobrisky, well, for a female, she's also doing a very good job as an American business leader. It's not too rare, but for ladies to, or should I say for women to actually make such impact in the world, it's not something you see every day. So for Donna Dobrisky, she's also a CEO, and she works hand in hand with Jeff. So she's majorly a business person, so business, and she has, I don't want to say interactions, but she also is a member of boards of Stanford Healthcare, so she has so not just business.
All right. Beautiful. Mr. Damilare, are you there? Oh, I guess it's.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Oh, okay. So tell us about
Yes,
them.
sir.
Good evening. What did you learn about those guys?
Yeah, I could not get the other name yesterday, but I got Donald Dobinski.
All right. So what did you read about her?
So alright, so give me back. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I'm with you.
Yeah, she's a lady, so she was giving birth in 1956. She had similar stories with those who have been treating before, those guys who have been treating before. She learned from a well. He got Bachelor of Arts in history university. But when actually typing business with her roommates then in school. So they will work overnight and make some cool cash for themselves. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir. So she worked with her roommates and they made some cool money over the night. She opted into work in a bank and got the job. After working for some time, she felt the need to quit the job. So when she applied for it, is it? I think she applied for the job. Yes. So after working for some time, she co-founded an hello, can you hear me?
Yes, just that your line is breaking.
Yeah, I think it's the network, sir. Sorry.
All right.
So, but basically, what I learned from her story is that she wanted more. She knew she could. Said when in one of our sentences that she wanted to create a product, not like she doesn't want to be in the business world. She wants to be in the creation world. You understand what I'm saying, please? Always do more. Like, she was of more things. We need desire.
Well, I guess the network is a little bit, I don't know, it's somehow, but no problem, no problem. Thank you so much. I got what you were explaining. All right. Oh, so let's have the Milolua. Hello. I guess she is not here. Let me just assume that she's not here at the moment. All right. Mr. Ife. So are we good? Oh, thank God for Mr. Ebenezer that his video is on. So I through his video I used to know that yes, if my network is stable or not. So Mr. Ife, if he's not with us, oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. All right. So it's cool and it's fine. Um, Auntie Temiloluwa Owelabi, don't use the chat box. So talk with mouth. What did you get for from the biography? The biography you read. What did you learn from the biography? Mr. Bello Oluwatimileyin.
Sir,
Yes, sir. So what did you
Good
learn
evening,
from
sir.
the biography? Good evening.
Okay, sir. About Ogunlesi, I actually know that he was a Yoruba who originated from like the Yoruba tribe, and his father was the first professor of medicine in Nigeria at UI. So he had his primary education in Nigeria at King's College, and he went abroad to study what's it called, law and and he because one Harvard Law School. So about his work, saying that he joined, I think, a firm or something important. He established a company called Global Infrastructure Companies. But like, it's actually an investment banker who bought the airways or something, two different airports in London and different places. I mean, basically in London. Yes, in London. He bought the man who bought every airport or something like that. So I think one thing I actually learned from him that is a very hardworking man. Because looking at everything he did, having to actually not look at his background and looking at all this period where he was doing this thing, it was not actually a period where like black people were being noticed for their greatness or something like that. So being able to stand out among the crowd and being able to do exceptionally well is something that basically is hard work. Something I actually saw through school and being able to stand out and all those things. So that's it, sir.
All right. What about the other person?
I couldn't actually say anything on his part. I was trying to check. They were saying I have to like join LinkedIn before I can view his profile and other things.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem, no problem. So let's have.
Alright, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's have Alabi Deborah. Deborah, are you there? All right. I guess maybe a network or something. So, who else have I not called so that I will not miss out anybody before we start? Yeah, Ogumala Victoria. Yeah, Victoria. So, tell us, just us about the person you read. So, let's know.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Uh, I learned about, I read about Adebayo University. I read that was in, is a Nigerian lawyer and an investment banker. And his father was the first professor of investment from Europe. Like, so I learned that his early school was spent in Nigeria. He went abroad to further his study. But then he was the only Nigerian then at the University of at Harvard Business School and Harvard Law School. Doing that, then he was the only Nigeria together with two others being allowed us to do inter-adulting and so and he recognized 12 numbers. So that's why he went ahead and applied to the Harvard Business. He faced his fear, like he was afraid of number, allowed that to weigh him down. So I learned that
All right, all
and
right.
about the second person, she's a woman, like Ellen speaking.
All right, thank you.
She's an entrepreneur
Okay.
and she co-founded a Mass Spring and company with this man Jeff Hawkins. The father was a script meta broker. And then, like she and her roommates, they created the typing set. We also started very early in life, like she pursued her dream early. I learned that then when she and Jeff.
Okay. Can you all hear me? Hello. Let me just confirm if everybody is hearing me so that before we move on. Mr. Ebenezer, are we together? Mr. Shemi, yeah, is he, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So wonderful. All right. So now we are moving to the deal of the day. We are moving to the business of the day. Right. Our facilitator for today is here already. So quick one. I want us to appreciate our facilitator for tonight by saying thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, sir. So that yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Uh, I know some people. I will still have to mute some people before they know that they should mute themselves. All right. So that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, guys. So let's not forget your pen, your book, and every other thing that you need to jot down and put down things and learn. Don't forget, ensure that you pick one thing to work on after each class. That's the beauty of the event, right? Look for something in the class to work on after the class and then be consistent about it, right? So let me once again welcome Mr. Olapade Stephen. Welcome, sir. We appreciate you. So, and then it's time for me to mute myself so that you can allow our facilitator to go on. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
All right. So before you continue, let let me quickly do the little introduction. Mr. Olapade Stephen is the founder of My Better Ride. My Better Ride is a firm into logistics, and you can check it out www.mybetterride.com, and so that you guys can see the awesome thing that they are doing as My Better Ride. And he presently is the chapter is it, let me will I say the country chapter of I don't know if any one of you know what they call startup grade. If you guys do not, but you can check that out too, right? And then he's one of the most famous Hot Price campus director in Nigeria, right? Why? Because during his tenure, the number of people that he gathered was massive. I'm telling you, up to that extent that the video, the picture was used. Oh, sorry, up to an extent that um the video, the picture of the event was used even in the Hot Price General, I mean Hot Price USA, right? And then even in the final pitching, they still use it. And then even in their own advertisement, they still use the picture from that same event that he coordinated, right? The population was massive in the university, I'm telling you, right? So I know you are going to learn a lot, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, right? So you guys should just chill. My pen is here, chill and learn. Ask questions. You can ask 5 million questions tonight, right? Any question you want to ask, just keep asking, right? But ensure that the question you're asking they are important and there's something you want to use, right? Don't just ask questions because I said you should ask questions, right? But ask questions because it's necessary. Exactly. So understand your why for asking the question before you ask the question. Don't just ask questions because of the words. Understand the why, the how. That's the deal, right? All right. So let me mute myself. See you guys after class. Welcome, sir. Oh, good evening, sir. Yes. It's not just loud enough, I guess. It's muted. All right. So I guess he's trying to work the network out. So, but before then, so just brief things for you guys to know. You can just search about him. The company he runs is this. Let me just.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you clearly now.
Yes, sir. All right.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, it's nice to hear from you guys.
Thank you, sir.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. It's a great privilege for me to be here also because I think it's a means of counting being this young boy just to be there and share.
Sir, I guess the volume is kind of low.
Okay.
The volume is kind of low, so we are straining our ears to hear, I guess.
Oh, all right. Okay. How about now? Can you guys
Yes,
hear me now?
good. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. I was saying that okay, it's nice to be here and I'm thrilled to be here, right? And it's a great privilege for me, and I'm not really taking it for granted in any way. Thank you so much, and Mr. Muiwa Olase in the Matthew. I appreciate this privilege. Thank you so much, and it's it's a lot of work for to put this type of great initiative together. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of energy. So I celebrate that energy. So well done. And really, for the for the guys in here, I really want to appreciate you, and I really want to let me say celebrate you because it's really a rare privilege for you to be counted worthy or for you to be counted as part of this great initiative because it's something that really will really add up to your career. It's something that will really add up to your life, and it's something that you really need to watch out for after now because it's a great way at which these are ways men are built. These are ways nations in men are built. These are ways continents in men are built. So these are ways in which the whole world entirely in men are built. Uh, a nation is not really necessarily a place that you visit. So a nation can be in one man. A continent can be in one man. So and these are programs, these are events that brings up the build, and I'm happy to be part of this program. Really, can you guys hear me? Can you just hear me? Just one or two, three, four, 5 person. Can you just echo? You can hear me,
Yes,
so I
sir.
can be sure
We
I'm
can
not
hear
too
you,
much.
sir.
We can hear you,
You can
sir.
hear me?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Thank you so. Okay. Thank you so much. So, I'm Steven. So, and that's my name. That's my general name. And I really want us to just move into the deal of the day immediately. So there's not really much thing to talk about. Or there's not really much necessary introduction again. Our facilitator have done that already. We've done justice to that. And, I've been part of this program since the inception of uh, and I've been from the first day down to the day of teaching about vision, down to the day of teaching about your purpose, down to the day of settling of goals. And I was not really able to join yesterday because I had another thing to attend to, so I was just trying to put it out. But really, it has really been a way to connect the dots together. Steve Jobs said something. Someone I like very much. He said, if you really want to connect the dots together, you look back. So really looking back from the start point of this program. So it's really a great way to connect the dots together. And I'll be moving up by connecting the dots together with the teachings that has gone behind now, and which will make me speak around the topic I was given, which is building from scratch the internet, its usefulness and impact. So may I seek your indulgence to share my slide? So I have a small slide here that I will be sharing with you guys. Am I permitted to do so?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. I think
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
we can turn our video camera on if I won't mind to see our beautiful faces, so that I'll be sure that I'm not communicating with pictures. Like I'm seeing pictures all around. I don't know. Don't let our eyes push us. Let's just turn our camera on so we can have a full. Yeah, thank you so much, Adibola. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Moya, thank you so much. You're also projecting with your picture. So, okay.
Some people are afraid.
Yeah, don't mind it. All right.
Let's see your face. You never can tell. If I see you outside now, how will I recognize you?
Okay, Emmanuel, thank you so much. So you don't know if I have an opportunity for you guys. Probably in the facial expression we speak about the opportunity to be given or not. That's why I'm telling you guys to share your. So, okay, I'll be presenting now. All right. All right. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I can see your screen.
What can you see? What can you see?
Building
What can
from
you
the
see?
scratch. Building from scratch. The internet, business, and best.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now.
Uh,
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. I would appreciate if you are not, if you don't have anything to talk about now. So I would just appreciate you kindly just mute yourself. So if you have anything you want to ask, probably an objection, or probably an advice, or probably an observation, probably a question you want to ask, you can just direct everything to the chat box. So while we run through the class, while we run through the class, let me say just conversation between each other, and while you note some points down. So while after the class, so we can just treat that, and we can have those questions or those observations or those reasoning. We can just take them together after the end of the class. Is that fine by everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Talk about okay, Garage, and the internet, right? And its usefulness and impact. So, okay. I would really be talking about okay. I'll really be talking around a practical part of how the internet has actually been a useful part of life advancement, of career development, and of a way at which it is impact driven when it comes to one's entire life. Right. So that will really comprise of my, of what that's really what my slides comprise, and some of my talks will actually comprise. It's not really. I'm not ready to, as the other speakers as the other teachers has done before now. So I'm not ready to bug you with. Sorry, I'm not ready to bug you with stories, theoretical stories, or copy and paste from the internet and start reading for you. So I'm ready to just give you details about how you could actually leverage on the internet, how you could actually leverage on building your main building to making your name be like the sand of time on the upon the heart, right? So and really that's really what I'll be discussing around. So, and that is why I really love this topic very much, because it's part of me, and it's what has been an integral part of me over the years. And I'm really grateful to have this, right? I'm really grateful to have this as a topic to speak around, right? So I'll be diving in fully. So right, okay. The internet. Okay, really, the internet is not really a new technology, as everyone will actually say, and as it has actually really been. It's just really an ancestor, right? Like, before we have the internet, we have an ARPANET, which was deployed in around 1969. So, it was okay. Really, internet is not really a new thing, so to say. It has really been before now. The times at which we have email, trying to write emails to people, trying to surf the internet. When the likes of web version 2.0 was released in 1969, and so many other internet equipped with what they really need to advance their course, what they really need to advance their course, what they really need to increase their knowledge wise, what they really need to gain wisdom and understanding, instead of traveling down to get all of those. So the internet has actually brought a system in which we have internet has actually brought a system in which we have a small world, right? I can actually travel to the United States using the internet physically now, but I can actually United States world using the internet, leveraging on the information on the internet, right? And that's what the internet has actually brought, right? The deployment has actually brought, has actually made the earth a small place to live, right? And that's one of the major advantages of the internet, right? So now, okay, I said, okay, as in all moments of major technological change, people, companies, and institutions feel the depth of the change, but they are often overwhelmed by it. Shares ignorance of its effects, right? Now, okay, I was just really going to leverage on the recent happenings, right? So we all know that, okay, as far back 2020, early 2020, starting like around that March, okay, around that 2019, late 2019, stroke 20, early 2020, down the line, there was a major pandemic that took over the world, that held the world down. So can someone tell me about that pandemic? What's the general name called? Like, what's the universal name called by the pandemic? Can
COVID
someone just
19, sir.
unmute?
Corona-
You said what? You said
COVID
I can't.
19.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's true. COVID-19. So, and it was as a matter of time at which, as a matter of fact, it held the world down for over for several months, and you know, people had to diverse means so that they could not companies. Let me say, okay, let me start from, okay. People had to divert their means of, okay, existence, or their means of coping, trying to probably, let me say, people that works for companies, people that work for people, maybe they have their own business, they diverted into probably running an online method of delivery. Some people started running an online method of service provision, like service provider agency and stuffs like that. So institution diverted into so many institutions diverted into online teaching, online classes, where students started meeting their lecturers online on the internet, trying to leverage on what the internet has actually brought, right? So really, it's still just a matter. It's still just the fact that the internet has had so much influence, right, on
The question. Leave me.
who is that?
Usual cara, usual cara. Que no está this.
And
Do you have a question?
Aki,
Okay,
Yemi
okay,
Ifeoluwa, please mute yourself.
okay. All right, thank you, sir.
Yes.
So, all right, as I was saying, okay, so why so many people moved? So it's like we really leverage on the effect or the importance of the internet, because it's got to a point at which so many so many institutions, so many governmental bodies, so many companies could not really actually move on without the use of the internet. So many companies operating offline, fully offline, needed to move to the internet. Like they needed to leverage on the importance of the internet because they had no option than using the internet, right? But over the years before now, so we a lot of companies, lot of organizations, lot of individuals, right? Small businesses, medium scale businesses, and some career driven guys out there like you and I still needed to go for classes, needed to go for an offline class, visit the class centers and tutorial centers and do an offline classes and offline exam, right? But when that effect came, we had to just leverage more on the internet, right? So and that has really giving us made us see more importance of leveraging on the internet and the importance at which internet could actually speed up the rate of conversions when it comes to trying to build online, right? Or trying to leverage on the internet or trying to leverage on the online activities to building your course, right? Okay, right. As far back as January 2020, that was still last year. So statistical analysis gave us this, right? They said okay, over 46.66 billion active. We had over 46.66 billion active internet users. So whereby that's around like 59.5% of global population, right? And 92.6% access the internet via their mobile phone, which is part of you and I, right? So that's around 4.32 billion users, right, on that access their internet via mobile application, like via mobile phone, right? Their mobile phone. And as far back as 2021 that we are presently in, so a world without the internet, really, it's really just unimaginable. Connecting billions of people worldwide. The internet is just a copy of the modern information society, right? So as far back as now, really, imagine the case at which that we had last week, where WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram went off for over 4 hours, right? And a lot of you guys, because we are so much dependent on WhatsApp. Information or community, but probably you're just leveraging it to sell your market or to sell your products, right? So you could not really access it, and probably losing that could have actually left you influence in our today environment, in our today input, in our today input and output. Presently, we have, as of today, we have over 4.66 billion active internet users, like active users that uses their internet in every, like that use it on an average of like 30 seconds, right? While we have active mobile internet users of 4.32 billion. Also, people stay on the internet, active users of social media, be it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and so many other ones out there. We have over 4.2 billion active users. Like they use it actively on a daily basis of over 17 hours per day, which you and I are part of, right? So, and that is how internet has actually really gone through. That is the depth at which internet has actually really gone through, and which means really an average human being of age range, of you and I cannot really survive with internet without internet, right? So, before I move on, are you guys hearing me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes, sir.
okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Thank you. Let me just move on. So, this is just a rough sketch of how high people uses the internet per country. So, and if you actually really check, So for the colors, for the higher internet usage, where I put my cursor. So countries using the internet like highly, that they are using it highly in a very heavy way, is still of this color, which we have the likes of United States, which we have the likes of Russia, which we have the likes of China, Thailand, and Argentina, right? So those are the countries that really uses the internet heavily out of all the countries we have all over the world. So why for those that uses before we get to the lower internet user use countries are these ones that we have at the middle, right? So let's just focus on Nigeria, right? And so if you really see, you see that Nigeria is really in between lower internet use of this color, kind of 40 to 45% usage when it comes to internet usage, right? So really, so we still still far away from using it heavily. So even though we have over 210, even though we have over 210 billion people in Nigeria as of today, right? So we still really underuse the internet, right? Really. So let me just move on, right? So and okay, for to building the course of your career, to building the course of your goal, to building the course of your path, leveraging is not really how you really want to really build your career. There is no really how you path, be it your academic career, be it your life career, be it whatever your career it is, be it you want to really go into anything you really want to go into. I don't know if anything you want to really go into that you will not really leverage on the internet. Like anything is now almost impossible without the internet, right? So now, but if really you know that now coming into the consciousness that everything is now really almost impossible without the internet. So now the big question, the big how, or the big question you really need to ask yourself is this, and which I'll really be asking you guys. So you'll be asking yourself, it's more like a rhetorical question you ask yourself, that okay, how does the internet reshape the context within which individual pursue their builds from scratch? Right? So how does the internet reshape the context? Right? I could actually really sit down in my room and say, I really want to build, I really want to build, I really want to build, right? There is a way at which the internet really actually reshape the context in which uh, uh, individuals, in which you and I build from scratch, right? So just follow me, you get to know why this question is being asked, right? So the other question is this, right? What skills and knowledge do people need to pursue their careers effectively using the internet, right? What are the actual skills that you really need to use the internet to pursue for? What are the actual skills, or what are the actual knowledge you really need to pursue that you can not actually get without the internet, right? So those are the two questions you really need to ask yourself. Just ask yourself. Let me just give you guys maybe 10 seconds to ask yourself that okay, coming back to the first question, how does the internet really reshape the context within which individual pursue their build from scratch? Like probably you want to go into just ask yourself in this way. Probably you really want to go into the finance sector, or you want to go into the academic sector, or you want to go into the governmental or the politics or whatever. So, or you want to go into career building or whatever the sector you want to go into. That okay, how does the internet actually reshape the context at which I built that career from scratch? I just ask yourself that. So why also this? What are the skills and knowledge that do I really need to pursue using the internet that will make me pursue them effectively? That's the question here, really. So, and that will move us to this, right? That will move us to this. All right. So now, really, it's move us to a series of ways in which the internet is shifting after you've actually asked yourself that. So you can actually really now say, okay, you can actually really now go into okay, series of ways in which the internet is shifting the context within which individuals pursue their careers. Now, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we can.
All right. Okay. Okay. Does anybody has any question before I go? Do you have any? Does anybody have any question before I go? Probably you have something to talk about, or you have observation before I go.
Anybody yet?
Can I-
Yes, sir, we are here.
I guess we can proceed for now, sir.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So, okay. I said there are series of ways after you actually ask yourself, internet can actually contribute to your life goals, to your path development from scratch, like building from scratch, because internet is really the new education, is really the new educational accumulation, right? So because uh, everything anyone is trying to build, either from scratch, either at the middle, either from the surface or whatever, is actually leveraging on the internet, right? Now, we really have series of ways in which the internet is shifting the context within which individuals pursue their career, and these are the ways which I've actually listed here. The first one is the career resource library, right? So the internet is like really like a career resource library, right? So almost anything is, you can actually really get anything on the internet, through which individuals can source for information that informs and relates to their informational needs. Probably you are looking for something, like the internet is just like a career resource library in which almost everything or anything you are trying to work upon, you are trying to leverage on, or you are trying to build, or you are trying to make to become your own personal image when it comes to your career, when it comes to your own personal image, your own personal life, is found on the internet. Almost everything is found on the internet. Also, uh, an internet and an opportunity marketplace, right? No, now really, internet is really just an opportunity marketplace for everyone, right? Almost all of the opportunities we have now, today, tomorrow, yesterday, right, of recent in this 21st century at large, is really dependent on the internet, right? It is a place where individuals can transact with opportunities providers, employers, and learning providers, right? Probably you want to learn how to study, probably you want to learn digital marketing now. You can't just say the next thing that comes to your head is learning digital marketing in an offline center, right? Because you feel like, instead of learning digital marketing in an offline center, why not just take a course on Udemy and get certified with one of the renowned professors that has actually released a course on digital marketing, has actually sold over 1 million course, has actually sold 1 million of that same course. You understand? So over 1 million people and over 800,000 people have actually gotten jobs, reputable jobs using this course, right? Because the internet has actually given you analysis, let me say, fact and figures, analysis that you can actually hold on, figures that you can actually hold on onto without even getting reputation from anybody you actually know or you don't know, right? So the internet has actually given you that. So it's not like an opportunity marketplace for all. Also, it's a space for the exchange of social capital. So what I meant by social capital is just like within which conversations can be undertaken, contracts identified, and network maintained. So the internet is just really a pool of exchange of social capitals. So I don't need to today now. The internet, I don't really need to start writing, or I don't need to start. I don't need to travel down to let me say Google company, in US, to say I did a job as a professional developer, right? So the internet is just a social marketplace in which I can even just reach out to people on the internet, probably on any of their social media handle, and get their, or go to their career page on their website and say, okay, let me see what these guys are up to. Let me just give a shot to their career page. Probably they have an opening as a developer, as a senior dev. I apply, and I get the job remotely, and I start working here from Nigeria. So the internet has actually brought an exchange of social capital instead of traveling, right? Or instead of wasting more resources to getting things done, or getting things you actually desire to do. Right? Also, it's a demographic channel. So I said, through which individuals and groups can communicate their interests and concerns to the world, raise their profile, and manage their reputations. So the internet is really, let me just, I really need to just dwell on that a bit. So the internet is really just a demographic channel in which individuals and groups can communicate their interests, right, and concern to the world, raise their profiles, and manage their reputations, right? So, for instance, now, right, you are trying to, now, the internet is just really a place to build your reputation, to build your profile, to build your identity, as far as internet is concerned, as far as the leverage is concerned, right? So you can't say you can't start to building your reputation or building your leverages based on the physical people you know only, right? The internet makes you travel further, and you are really going to see that. Let me just move forward because of our time. You are really going to see that because I have an example, a practical example here of a recent happening that happened on the internet recently. Let me just move forward, right? Okay. Now, we are moving straight down to the strategies involved. I meant the process, right? Strategies involved in building from scratch, leveraging on the internet, the benefits, effects of using the internet to build from scratch. Can you guys hear me before I move on?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir, we can hear you
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear.
Yes, sir. But the voice is not that clear.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my voice is low, right?
Yes,
You said
sir.
my
Yes,
voice
sir,
is low,
it's
right?
It's
low.
breaking.
How about how? It's breaking. Okay, how about now?
We can hear you, sir.
Oh, it's good now.
We can hear you, sir.
It's better, sir.
Mute, sir. Uh, uh, you have to unmute yourself, sir. There's the time. All right, guys. So let us give him a few minutes. He will join us back, and then yeah, we'll be cool. I guess the signal at that end is fluctuating. So, but then, all right, it's back.
Sir, I was thinking probably the earpiece is affecting the loudness of his voice.
The loudness. Okay, okay.
His voice is not so loud, so I'm thinking maybe the earpiece is contributing to that. Maybe you should put there's a mouthpiece, I guess, for every earpiece. We can bring it closer to his mouth. Maybe we'll be able to hear him clearly.
Okay, okay. I get that. What was Ogumola Victoria saying? Yes, you might need to unmute yourself, sir. You might need to unmute yourself. It's muted. Your okay.
How about now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Very well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right. Let me just increase my volume the more. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. So my voice is better now, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. No problem. All right. No problem. So, okay. I said I'll be moving straight into the strategies, right? Okay. The strategies involved like the process to building from scratch from the internet, right? I'll be moving straight into that. And here it's really going to contain some points I would really love you note down and you really take careful note of them, right? Because they are just proven strategies and they are practical experiences, right? That would actually really help you developing your course after you've actually defined. Now you've defined your purpose. And that was why classes before today came on board. Defining your purpose, defining your vision. Your vision is bigger than you. You know, part of what was discussed. I think that was yesterday, right? So I'll be moving down straight up, and where we have I tagged this the 5 C's, right? And okay, the first C, right, in developing your course, your course or your path from scratch on the internet is really changing. Like that's the first C I have here, changing. Like just like an ability to understand and adapt to changing online careers context and to learn to use new technologies for the purpose of career building, right? Now, okay, uh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. And hope it's not that you can hear me from afar. You can hear me very well, right?
Yes, clearly, very well, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. So now that moves me to the 5 C's. I said the 5 C's, right? And the first one is changing, like the ability to understand and adapt to changing online career context and to learning to use new technology for the purpose of career building, right? Now, when it comes to leveraging on the internet, right? Now, the internet is not really, as we already said from start that the internet is not really a new thing. But the only thing is that the only problem about leveraging on the internet to building or advancing a course or advancing one's course is that a lot of people actually really underuse the internet, right? So as of today now, we have in Nigeria now over 80% out of 100% of people that surf the internet daily, active users daily, we have over 80% surfing the internet and using the internet for social life, right? Like over 80%. Imagine over 80% using the internet for social life. And really, of a truth, the internet is not the least thing you can actually use the internet to run is a social life. And really, social life is not really built without having a career path, right? You can't really like social life should actually really be built based on your career. It should actually be built based on your path, based on your own personal identity. Not that you are just trying to build social life on its own, like just trying to flaunt stuff on the internet, or just trying to do like you are the big boy out there on the internet, or you are the one that knows everything that is happening around, or you are the one that knows how to upload funny videos or stuffs like that, or you are the one that knows how to follow all these funny entertainers and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's really one of the least thing the internet could actually be used for, and that is why uh, uh, a lot of people could actually find it easy in changing career paths, right? Even or building career paths from learning the use of new technologies, learning the use of new tools, and learning the use of new softwares just in building their career paths, right? Also, let me just move down to collecting, right? It's just an ability to source, manage, and retrieve career information and resources, right? So the internet is just really a place, you can't really, for instance, now while I was preparing for this meeting, I've been having a lot of delays with my system, and my system has been malfunctioning recently, and I needed to just update it. And while I was updating it, my the slide I presented, I actually synchronized it with my Google Drive. Now I could not really, I was not thinking of. It's not that I was thinking that okay, I was in a panic, like okay, probably I would just need to start again preparing for the presentation. No, I was not. I was just at ease because I knew that okay, even if worst come worst, I will still phone either accessible laptop around me because I have my details on my head already. You get that? And that's the beauty at which internet, and that's one of the importance of it when it comes to your process. And now I have a course I've been taking on Udemy for the past few months, right? A paid course I've been taking, right? So and I'm learning at my pace. I don't need to say okay. I want to do this. So that's another part of the collecting part. Also, like critiquing. So it's just an ability to understand the nature of online career information and resources, to analyze its provenance, and to consider it's useful for it. Why this critiquing is very important is that most of us, there are a lot of, as a student, as a student, I've also actually really passed through all of those information, right? So when I was when I was in my part one, I had documentations of how to start hacking. I had documentation of how to start learning programming language. I had documentation of how to web design. I had documentation of a lot of documents, right? That I knew that I never knew. Okay, say I hacking them. Person has actually narrowed me down to doing one thing. You understand that? So, and if not that I discovered my purpose, or I narrowed down my purpose early enough, as much as I could, right? I wouldn't have actually criticized all of those documents. I wouldn't have actually given it out to people that would actually need them, that would help their career path. I will just be packing them up, and the long actually result to master of none, right? Because I could not actually really criticize all of those documents I was packing all around, right? And which really, they are really just like junks onto me. They could be a resource file to others, right? Because it's a career path for them. But they are junks. It's just like an ability to describe the ability. Okay, just a way to describe the ability to build relationship and network online that can support career development, right? So, really, okay. Now, let me just dwell more on this connecting part, because it's really uh, one of the ways. If we really want to advance our cause, or building from the internet, right? So, sorry, if we really want to advance our course building on the internet, right? So we really need to leverage on what's it called, connections, right? Building valuable connections, right? And building solid connection with people, with let me say, people that are in your career path. You don't necessarily need to start building connection, or it's fine. It could be fine to build connection with people generally, right? But it's I think one of the best way to move forward, building your connection. One of the best way to move forward when it comes to career development using the internet or leveraging on the internet is because when you don't streamline, when you don't narrow down the importance, or the leverages the internet brings to your career path. So you actually really will not get sufficient information, or let me say sufficient results to building your career path early enough. Together. Now, what I'm trying to say is connecting to people generally is fine, but building quality relationship with people that could actually help in advancing your career course. For instance, now probably you want to go into fashion and you are building connection with someone that is fully into comedy. Now, it's not. It could be fine. It could the person can actually really help you to maybe do PR. That's PR marketing for your fashion business. But it won't really need it won't really be really reasonable, or we really need to be so much importance building connection with people that has been in the industry, or trying to get events closer to your location that you can actually visit in building that career path. When I wanted to dive into tech, that was early 2014. early 2014. Yes, that was early 2014 when I wanted to dive into tech. Before, I think I had that picture, right? So, but it's not here, right? Sorry. The first event I and my co-colleagues we visited, where there could be funny events, but there could be funny pictures, but we're visiting them because we are trying to visit those events, even with our school fees. Sorry, with our pocket money, traveling all around, trying to visit events just to be able to build connections, just to be able to feel among the type of life or the type of career we really want for ourselves, even though we are still that type of life or that type of path is still like opaque. It's not really transparent, right? We don't really know how we are going to really work towards it, but we are trying to just bring accumulations of, okay, attend events, attend seminars, talk to people, make connections, and before we know it, everything starts connecting, and we start making quality connections, sieving out the ones that we don't need, are sticking to the ones we actually need. Ability to interact effectively across a range of different platforms, to understand the general and genetic weight of different interactions and use them in the context of career. Right now, one of the things that has actually really helped me during let me say during this little time of building career paths, during communication, right? So one of the okay, let me say I build in a way I want it. So I go for whatever I really want to. Now, if I decide that, okay, I want to build connection or communication with the president of Zimbabwe today, right? Even without going down to Zimbabwe, the only thing it will take me is time. Do you understand that? But I will really get there. You know that? Really. For instance, now let me just use Outprice 2019 as an example, right? I was campus director for Outprice 2019, and I was trying to look for a way at which I could actually get in touch to people and making connections. You know what I did? I was able to, with consistency and a way of leveraging on quality connections and communication, I was able to speak to virtually almost all general managers around the state, around Oyo State, around the city I was in Oyo State, right? I met them one on one, face to face. I brought down leveraging on connection of people, quality connection of people. We brought down Mandela Washington Fellow. We brought down Economic Community for West Africa State Vice President. Then we brought down the Chief Whip of State of Osun. We brought him down, even without just knowing anybody. I don't know anybody. The only thing I knew was connection and communication, right? So we leverage on that, and that is what connection and communication could actually really bring to you when it comes to the part at which you could actually really build on the internet, right? So I've never met any of them online. I've never met any of them in my life, but we brought them down and we started with that, and it brought that into existence, and we had a very nice ride with them, right? Okay, moving forward, right? I'll really be fast now. I think mine is fast man. It's ready. I don't know. I think I still have a couple of slides here that we actually need to visit. Now, after all of those 5 C's to note, and which are self-education, right? Now, the internet is not a burden, or let me say, it's not burdensome to when I'm okay. Let me just say, okay, when I say don't I don't want you to stereotype your mind to the fact that, okay, it means I want you to start reading, or I want you to start or I want you to start probably I'm talking around the part of your undergraduate days, trying to learn at the force of the education. No, I'm not doing education, right? And if you actually really see the diagrams, the image I have here, you see that you see some people trying to read using they are reading from books. Someone is using his phone is it? Right? Understanding your strength and weakness when of education, right? Let me just self-education. So it's really a part at which you can. It's a part at which you cannot rule out, right? Now, advanced high education courses presented online, the internet is a near infinite treasure chest of one's path development and opportunities, right? You know, most of what was self-taught with. Let me say, most of what was let me say by the best career man in the world, by the best developer in the world, by one of the best business magnates in the world, and were leveraged based on the internet. They were self-taught using the likes of uh, YouTube video tutorials, using the likes of reading on the internet, using the likes of, I leverage more, I talked more around YouTube tutorials. Now, most of the traffics, over 80% of traffics that is caused by the internet. Probably you're saying your network is not good. You're having a you're having a, you're having a downtime in your network. It's caused by video traffic, right? So the surfing of the internet by video traffic is caused by uh, over 80% of the traffic on the internet is caused by video. People trying to surf the internet via video, like video platforms, right? Probably you wanted to watch comedy, you wanted to watch video tutorials on your course of study or whatever. You get that? Now, understanding this part, right? So really understanding this part, because we are really in a generation at which people are not really enticed about what they actually read, or really what they actually really see when it comes to motion views, like motion videos, like motion, anything in motion, right? So people are not really intrigued with PDFs, documents, but really intrigued more about videos, and that is why there's over 80% traffic when it comes to video tutorials, right? Now, understanding your strength and weakness in this part will really have a long way to go in your career development, because in the long run, if you don't really understand that, okay, your strength is dwells on motion views, right? And not really reading views. You might really, at the long run, uh, when you are trying to develop yourself or self-educating yourself using the internet, you might really, at the long run, be doing more but be seeing little results, right? There's a way you can actually be doing more and seeing little results by self-education. But when you understand yourself, when you understand your strength and weakness, that okay, you can actually go far trying to solve the internet using the video, or trying to solve the internet using solve the internet, or learn new things, or develop or advance your career course using video. So it's just a model for you to find around leveraging of videos, and trying to leverage on how you can actually use that video watching to become for it to become an advanced part of you, or at the long run, if you know that okay, if this is not really working well, or you cannot actually really self concentrate, you do more of the video part, and okay, concentrate on probably using PDFs or short PDFs or self educating yourself personally, uh, brings which uh, you sell yourself, right? Now, for instance, now probably I've been dwelling on, for instance, now when I was while I was developing, or let me say advancing my course of development when it comes to entrepreneurship, there are a lot of videos I actually watched, a lot of motivational videos I watched, a lot of let me say entrepreneurship videos I've actually watched, a lot of audio content I've actually listened to, and stuff like that, which is really becoming part of now. So it's like what I'm trying to say is, uh, before you could actually sell yourself out there, there is a way you could before you could actually sell yourself out there, you have to first self-educate yourself. Now, selling yourself out there is not that you want to bring yourself in a tray and you are wanting to sell yourself. Okay, before I continue, are you guys still here? Is anybody still here? Hearing me?
Yes, sir. Following you, sir.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. And still yet
Yes,
before I
sir.
continue, like is what I'm saying is it really making sense? Like, is it making sense? I just want us to be true to ourselves,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes,
we
sir.
can.
A
Yes,
lot of
sir.
wisdom.
Is
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
sir.
it making sense, right?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me if it's not making sense. I'm serious. Just tell
It
me if it's
is,
not
sir. A
making
lot of
sense.
wisdom poured out.
Yes,
Thank you
Yeah.
sir.
so much,
Wisdom,
sir.
sir. Wisdom, sir. Right on, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Folks. Thank you so much. All right. Now, okay. Now, I was saying that okay, before you could actually really sell yourself, right? Before you could actually really sell yourself, which is what people actually focus on, right? At the early stage of the build, at the early stage of their development. Selling yourself is not really, it's something that really comes naturally if you actually have that content out there. Right? There's a way you make yourself a content, and one of the ways you make yourself a content is by self-educating yourself. So now when you self-educate yourself, which I've actually talked about before now, it brings, there's a trigger that comes within you that makes you sell yourself, right? Unconsciously you're selling yourself now, and that is why we have the rise of LinkedIn, the social media platform for careers, beautifully filled a very clear gap in the online network space. Now, I was going to really give an example, right? Okay, after now I'm going to give an example, right? So, and that is why we really have now platforms at which, and that is why the social media, when it comes to career building, leveraging on the internet, is a way at which you could actually sell yourself. Now, the rise of your sales, your own personal selling, your own personal identity being recognized on the internet is dependent on the number of, or the depth of education you've self-taught from initial start. Should I come again, or you got that already?
Please come again, sir.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, thank you. What I'm saying is, the depth at which you sell yourself, or the rise of your sales to the market, to the people, to people that you wish to know you, or to people that you will really need to impact, or to people that will really need to see what you are up to at the long run, is dependent on the amount of self-education you've actually given to yourself from start. You get that? Now, you cannot compare. You cannot really compare me taking. Imagine I want to become a pilot. Okay, let me say let me say I want to become a writer, and on average I read 10 articles per day. Man, on average I write about my journaling experience every day, 5,000 words per day. That's on average. I watch, I take courses about content writing and content building, the do's and don'ts of content curation. I take, on average, I take one free paid course every month, and one paid course in two months intervals. Compared to someone that still really wants to build that career. Okay, and also I'm connecting to people. I'm in a community of full of writers that does either fiction, non-fiction, and maybe around my content love, and my content niche. And you cannot compare that type of person with someone that really wants to become a content person, and it's just probably, let me say, the person is just reading content on WhatsApp status. Now, you cannot compare the pool of development. You cannot really compare there is a self-paced educational upbringing that the person is giving to himself, to his or herself, that is not taught by any other person. It's being self-taught. Do you understand? And at the long run, the output of the type of content the person pulls out will be a quality one, and will really be something that will really be sought out for. And that's, at the long run, that will make the result of that self-education will brings about you being self-taught, you being selling yourself, right? And whatever you just put on any social media, either because you know where you are coming from, you know a standpoint. Like your self-education gives you a standpoint of where you are coming from, where you are, and where you are going. That's what self-education does. Do you understand? And in selling yourself, you have to start selling yourself. Is more like you see it in some of the other slides when I moved, right? So I need to just move faster. And that will really bring me to the point of using this guy as an example, right? You can actually really check this guy on the internet. Yeah, he's really one of the major voice. He's really one of the major voice on the internet in the recent week. That was in this past week and this week, right? So Emmanuel Induka, he's still a student, right? He's still a student in Futo, right? He's still a student. So, and he's still an engineering student. He's still an undergraduate. And you know what he did? Yeah. Okay. Before I move on, how many of us have actually heard about him? Just like probably you heard about what happened to him. Probably just. I'm not saying probably you've read about him. Some of us would have actually seen his picture flying over from people's status and whatever. But you might not actually be moved to read about him. I've actually read about him. I still read about him this evening. But how many of you have actually seen him probably on picture, or actually read about him, or you actually saw him on probably Punchline or whatever? Just signify, or just tell me actually done that. So I will look at it.
Yes, sir. One.
Okay. I think I saw another person putting yes sir in the chat box. Just like two, okay, just like three. Okay, okay. Oh wow. So we are not much. Not much at all. Okay, no problem. No problem. So just you can just check the name, Emmanuel Unduka. Just check on LinkedIn. Just check on LinkedIn. Presently, I think he has over. Is the youngest. Let me say is one of the top. Is one of the top 3 undergraduates that has the highest number of network on LinkedIn as of today. Is in Africa, right? It's one of the like, and I think he pioneered something called LinkedIn Voice, right? Something like that. So now, what he was doing was, you know what he was doing? We're just curating content. He's a content strategist, right? We're just creating content. He manipulates pictures like this. Imagine he puts pictures like he actually made. So this is Tony Elumelu. This is Tony Elumelu for those of us that don't actually know. This is Tony Elumelu, and he's part of the board of director for United Bank for Africa. That's UB. He's part of the senior board, and he's a philanthropist. He's a very big man, right? So, and he has been creating content. He creates content, valuable content. I'm trying to talk around self-education and selling yourself to the market. Now he knows this. Now he has been able to develop himself to a point at which he knows the standpoint. He's coming from a standpoint, right? Self-education. Now selling himself based on where he is. You understand? Selling himself based on where he's coming from. Now developing himself based on where he is going to, because he has gotten something, right? Now he started doing that, and at the point that was last week, he uploaded this picture again and he tagged Tony Elumelu, and he was like, and the next thing Tony Elumelu did was, do you really want to be part of my training session or mentorship session? He replied, and this was what happened after them. You should understand that this was what happened after them. Still an undergraduate, and he's been mentored by one of the greatest man and Hall of Fame in Africa, right? Which is Tony Elumelu, right? So, and I was seeing tags and people saying visions come true, truly visions come true, visions come true. Of the truth, vision comes true. But really, if self education of being intentional about his own personal life with what he actually really loves to do has not actually really come in place, there's no really vision that will actually come true. Because at the point at which he was posting, he has been posting for many years, he has been posting for so many times, at which nothing actually really brought about what's it called? About connection with this great man. Do you understand? At the point that I was reading the chat, I was reading the comments, someone said he should write about leadership, that he's going to offer him a free it's going to offer him a free publication and a free proofreading and stuff like that. And that is just how it is, right? It's brought about him selling himself, and after the sales come on board, it brought about this is called networking. Do you understand? Before all of those comes, before now he's a king in the system now, because he has been able to build self-education is that point of where he's coming from. He built unconsciously he entered the depth, he entered the phase of selling himself, and now it brought about networking, right? Now, and that part of networking is, just look at it now. I said specialists in fields across all industries are easily found online. Now, he didn't necessarily visit. Now, imagine trying to visit or trying to sit on the individual and say, "You want to, sir, I really want you to become my mentor, this and that." You really waited for years, right? Now, it's okay. Now, specialists across all industries are easily found online. They write blogs or lectures at universities or guest edit online magazines, and you will always be able to find their contact details, which with which you can network your ways into better jobs or special events. Imagine, like an example of the guy just cited. If you are desperate for advice, an introduction, or merely a new contract, a new contact in the area that you are aiming to work in, sending some introductory emails to this specialist online might provide your provide your big break, right? Just a way at which the internet works, right? Like, it's just a manipulation of a way at which the internet works. Uh, you know, in summary, in summary now, what this is actually saying is that the internet out there is just a pool of a pool of it has a pool of information, it has a pool of resources in which you can actually get connected to the next person that has actually been in the field at which you are hoping or you are wanting to get yourself into fully, right? Which is an aspect of networking, which this Emmanuel Lumbuka is a great example, leveraging on one of the let me say one of the biggest network internet social media platform, which is LinkedIn, right? He was able to do that. Right? Moving on, just trying to wrap up. Okay, now also after networking comes side projects. So the reason why side projects is not really it's really looking odd, but I really just wanted to get this part of it, which I was just going to talk about, right? Sometimes in life we are focused to work in jobs that are far from ideal. Whether you are getting experience in lower level roles before your leap into the big time, or you've been forced to take a job simply to help you scrape by. You may feel this. You may feel decidedly uninspired by your career at the present moment. It's not to say that you can't embark upon self-motivated side projects, using the interest as your tool for exposure, freelance opportunities, and information gathering. Well, okay, just what I'm just trying to say here is now, despite the fact that you are trying to build your course, leveraging on the internet, trying to build your course in every area you find yourself, or just trying to bring about network, bring about valuable connections, and bring about valuable resources that would actually help you develop or advance your career or advance your course as much as you can actually find it. Now, all of these things could actually be tiring sometimes in life. All of these things while you are building, right? All of these things can actually be can actually really upset you when you are building. But one of the ways you get fun of it, you get fun out of what you are trying to do as per your passion, as per not getting out of your purpose, or not getting tired of the purpose, or not getting that. If I'm saying you will not get tired of the purpose, I'm actually, or you will not really get to a point at which you don't even know what to do. It's a lie, right? It's a lie. But stuff like side projects, probably for instance now, you've been on the course of becoming a graphic designer, and and you want to become a world-class designer, and you probably have a vision of working in one of the biggest companies all over the world, probably the likes of Alphabet company, the Alphabet company. And the Alphabet company is called Google company. They why I call them Alphabet companies because that's the name of the parent company, right? So they have a lot of companies, Google, Gmail, G Suite, Google Meet, and what's it called? Google Form, Doc, all of those. You understand? Now, so trying to probably work in those great companies, right? Now, what side projects of all of these things brings to you is that it brings to you probably a way at which you could leverage your say probably you just got probably you are just trying to build a portfolio side inside by developing your course, right? Not that you are leveraging or you are finding it a way to say, okay, you want to make money, fine. It could be a part that it could actually bring monetary values, right? But at the long run, it's still a way at which you are finding something to work on. You understand? In exchange or you are finding something to work on in exchange to what could actually bring more, let me say, more interactions or more responses from people or more views from people to see the type of course you are trying to build. You get that? Now, automatically, like this guy I was talking about now, automatically he knows the type of content he could actually really pull out now. So you can't just be pulling out anyhow content. You can't just say, because I have been pulling out content, you can't just say, today I want to pull out content that will make me be like, I want to make people funny. I want to let me snap myself while I was fetching water. If you don't fetch water, you think I don't fetch water or stuff like that. You understand what I'm trying to say. But now he knows what he's going to do. He knows the type of stuff he could actually really venture into, right? Because now he has gotten into the leadership realm of life, because he has someone that is mentoring him in that leadership part. You understand? He's not becoming a philanthropist. He's not becoming a board of trustees for organizations and let me say board of trustees and the likes. You understand that? Now that is what really side project is really all about. Like, probably getting volunteering course that could actually make you get more interaction from people. Not just that you are just trying to build on your own, you're just trying to leverage your internet only on your own and build it that way. So let me just move forward so that I can really call it, bring it to an end as our time is really fast spent. Now, okay, I brought this short quote out after while I've been brainstorming and I've been preparing for so many months for this, and so of my little practical experiences and results from the internet. I said, real internet literacy won't come from the power of social media platforms. It should belong with a positive professional reputation. Now, the real internet literacy it's really explanatory, but let me just shed more light. What I'm trying to say is the real internet literacy, like advancing one's course 0 to 1, building from 0 to 1, from 0 to hero, will not really come from the social life we've actually developed on the internet. Will not really come from the number of social media you are on. Probably you are on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, Tinder, you are on LinkedIn, you are on Ibuki, you are on Tugo, you are on WhatsApp, you are on everything, any social media you actually could actually think of, Dribble and so many ones you can actually think of. The real literacy will not really actually really come from that, from the number of social media you actually use, but it will actually really come from the actual understanding you equip yourself with by leveraging on the online environment to search. You understand that? Make contacts, quality connections, get questions answered, joining communities, right, and building a positive professional reputation. That is what the internet is really all about. So, that's really what the internet will really be all about. Presently there's a guy I work with presently, and I all of the connections I've actually really made. the major connections I've actually really made in life, like as far as I am concerned, let me say 90% of the connections I've actually made, the quality connections I've actually made is were made from the internet, right? Were made from the internet. Even the company I work with remotely outside the country was gotten from the internet. The guy I work with on a big project we are working on for the past 9 months was gotten from the internet. One of them were gotten from the internet, and even let me say many of them were gotten from the internet. And that is the advantage of really importance of internet, making contacts, quality contacts, getting questions answered, right? Most of the questions to my daily life, aside the ones, sorry, I'm not really trying to be biased with what's it called, religion. Apart from the one the Holy Spirit will answer me, will give me answers to, were gotten from the internet, right? And building professional reputation, like the major reputation I build presently is based or were built on the internet, right? And those are the things the internet will actually bring to your table when you are using it as an advancement of course for your career. Now, at the end of your decision in your career builds, really there is really going to be two things that are really going to happen. The first thing is that your story centric in which others can learn from. Now, at the end of your career build, leveraging on the internet, the results you will start getting are the results at which they are story centric, in which others can actually really learn from. And that is why this type of guy, Emmanuel Induka, is a very great example to that. Also, unique and ideal life that leaves great impact in the world. Now, now at the long run, why Steve Jobs was actually really building Apple. Steve Jobs is the founder, is a co-founder of Apple, the old Apple that people call Apple, that does iPhone, that does iPad, and some other stuff. At the long run, while he was building, he's dead now. So unpleasant memory, he's dead now. And while he was building, he never knew that his build would actually really get to a point at which his name would actually really be resounded, the sound of time, and eventually go further with the sound of time, right? But he has actually really built a system. He leveraged on building a system from scratch on the internet, in which at the long run, the decision he made during that time was a decision in which he could actually still really be spoken of even till today. And it's really his life, or his, let me say, his development, his build so far is really having impact on the internet, or on the world at large, on the centuries behind, on the technological world we have at large, really the world of the internet. And this brings me to the end of my exposition, based on building your career, building your path, developing your career, developing your course, leveraging on the internet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We're very grateful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you
So
very
I don't know. Yeah,
Thank you,
anybody,
sir.
or if you have an observation, or you have something to add, or whatever, just rub our mind with in a short while. So before I call it a day here. So if anybody has any question to ask, any observation, any anything to talk about, feel free to let me know. Bye.
So, any question?
So I'll give.
So, guys, any question? Any question? Anybody with question that you want to ask? So, if you have question, let's know so that can get it settled as soon as possible. Right. Any question? Any question? All right. So before anybody comes up to ask their question, let me quickly ask this one or two questions. So how do we set up ourselves on the what we call on the internet to be able to create connections? How do we set up ourselves? How do we present ourselves so that if you message someone, they can reply us? How do we set up that kind of profile, that kind of portfolio, that kind of how will I call it? That kind of content base, like you've shared about that Emmanuel Nduka. I think that's the first question. And the second question is that how will I put it? Okay, let's
Sorry, I didn't hear the first question. I didn't hear the first question.
Oh, okay. I said how will now that we know about the internet as a tool, as a technology, how do we set up ourselves to be able to make connections with people online? How do we set up our profile so that if we try to communicate with someone, they can with dignity reply us? How do we do that? Set up our profile, set up ourselves on the internet so that we can start creating connections, right? And how do we set up our content? Yes, how do we present our content so that if there's any time we could get that feedback that we need at the long time? And yeah, I think that's the question.
Okay, let me answer that. Okay, basically, I think the first thing to doing that is you have to define your identity on the internet. Now, if you know that, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We
Now
can
you
hear you,
have to
sir.
define. Okay. You have to define your identity on the internet. Okay, if you know that you are not really going for, you are not becoming, you are not wanting to become a comedy skit. You don't want to start becoming, or you don't want to go into comedy skit, or you don't want to. You are not really like. What I'm just trying to says the internet is something virtual, right? No, it's not something you can actually see physically, right? Now, the way you are trying to build your identity based on the type of person you are becoming is still the same way. You have to first of all build your personal profile, personal identity on the internet. It's not that okay, you now come today because I'm not saying it's bad. You understand that, but because of the type of paths you are trying to go into, you can't just say you are on boxers and you are snapping yourself without any clothes. You upload it and you put that as your profile picture. Now, even if you chat me up as a founder to connect with me, I will not even. The best thing I would actually do to save myself is to block you. Do you understand that? There was a matter that happened on Twitter. That was, I think, many months back. There was a lady like that she got a job from a very big company, right? But I think the day before or something, she uploaded a picture of her that she was almost nude, like on she was almost nude and she uploaded. But she's very good at what she does, right? She's skillful. I think they fired her the second day when the company got to know, because they knew they knew the identity. Now they can't just afford to let anybody anywhere that has built a wrong identity outside but has a better identity inside to spread their company, because people see on the internet, people get to see what is outside, and that is why people will always say the internet is a fake life, because people get to see what is outside. If I go to borrow clothes and snap in one of the best places in Nigeria and upload, you won't know, because it is I put it on the internet. You understand? But the person I borrowed it from, or the place I went to rent it, you understand? They will actually know that okay, I was the one that borrowed it, and I knew the amount that. You understand that? Now the first things first is start building your type of person on the internet. You understand that? Start building your type of person, your type of identity. After you've built that, now After you've actually building that, now anything you are releasing, any connection you are trying to make will be around your type of person. Now you'll be around your type of your desires. You get that? Now any connection you are making, be it on any social media, will be around your type of interest. The more, like, over 80% of your type of interest. You understand that? So that even when you are seeing anything, even when any other opportunity comes, or when any leverages comes, you know that you are at reach for that type of opportunity. You are at reach for that type of qualifications. You understand that? So, and when you start seeing what is around you that is of your interest, when you start seeing them around, so you know what to adjust at every point in time. Do you understand that? You know what to adjust. You know what to remove from your own present build, or your own present entity, or your own present profile at every point in time. You know what to remove. You know what to improve on. You know what to add. You know what to another connection to actually extend to, and that is really how it is. And after you've actually really done that, now at a glance, automatically, unconsciously, you understand that. So stops people will start getting to know who you are. They will start getting to know the type of build, the type of identity you are building. You understand that? Nobody. I never sat anybody down that, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you understand? At a point in my life, people got to know that, oh, this guy is into this deal. Look at the way this guy is into this deal. This guy is into this deal. This guy is, even if they don't get the actual thing I'm into, they know what the sector I'm into. You understand that? They know the sector I'm into. They cannot just come and tell me nonsense. They cannot just come and tell me, okay, are you going for party? Are you going for this? Because they know that what I'm building, or what I'm building, will not allow me even have time for all of those. Do you understand? What will get me attracted? What will get attracted to me? Okay, Stephen Alpha, do you know that there's a tech event running around? Will you attend? They will just send the link to me. Do this, do that. You understand? During those times, that is what happens. You get that? So I think I'm able to explain that. And if you think I need to shed more light, just let me know.
Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, sir. Well understood, sir. Thank you, sir. So the second question is, you talked about the internet, that is not all about this social media that we all are so much attached to it. Some person did not even know that there are other sites apart from Facebook and the likes, maybe, and the like. So I want to ask, let me put it, what other sites can one visit more frequently that could help one's thinking, or that could open one understanding to some other stuffs that one can do with the internet, aside the Facebook, Twitter, and the likes that are so much of attention to.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, right? Uh, One of the best skills to have when it comes to getting more information, getting more resources, and I would really implore everyone here to just actually learn it. If you have that skill, you have one of the best skill in life, and it's how to use Google search. Now, I can't, if I start naming links, website for you, URLs for you, it might not really be enough because you'll be stereotyped. I can start telling you to start reading articles on Medium, start reading articles on Forbes, start reading articles. Fine, it could be fine, but they will really limit your scope of understanding, your scope of knowledge. Now, but really, if you can actually really marry, or if you can actually really see a way in which you could actually learn to use what's it called? Learn to use Google search. You will, you get that. So
Hello, sir. Hello.
hello, is anyone here?
Yes, I guess the
Yes, I will.
We could not hear that clearly.
Oh, wow. Okay. You want me to recap a bit?
Yes, maybe briefly. Just
Okay. I was saying, I said one of the best tools to leverage on when it comes to this is leveraging on Google search, like google.com. So it's a skill that is underrated, but it's the best skill to actually know, to actually have. So far, so good, right? When it comes to getting of information, getting of anything you really want, google.com. Just leverage that. Just leverage on that. I would try to, as much as possible to. I'm trying to check my archive now. I think I have an explanatory a picture format of how to use google.com. So in as much as I'm able to get it, I will send it to Mr. Moiwa so he can share with you guys, so you can actually really leverage on that and see how it works.
yeah. Wow, thank you so much, sir. We would appreciate that deeply. Like it's actually powerful. Knowing how to use Google search is actually powerful. You get to at a point you get to spend lesser time on social media website. I'm telling you, you spend lesser time. By the time you begin to get some information, you just sit down and then be looking at those things, be like, yeah, this thing been all this while, and then yeah, that's how it just works. Sometimes if your attention is not drawn to some things, you think there are some certain things that the internet is for. And the truth is no. There are some information that could change you. I mean could change the whole thing you have been taking for a while. You get. That's why even if you understand, I told you guys to be always how will I put it? To always check your mail. You don't know how powerful that tool is. That Gmail that you have, you don't know how powerful it is. It could change a whole lot of things. So please always try as much as possible to check your mail. There's a way you can make it so powerful that it is defining what you are doing. For example, myself personally, my mail, there's a way it's structured that every morning that I go to that mail, I see something that is in line with what I want to do. That they just bring this thing again to me that okay, this and this and this is the new trend. This is what is going on. This I can read about it, read several times and get more information and the likes. So please and please don't always just stay on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on all those stuffs. All those guys are good, but then they are not to take your time. They have the way that they run them too, right? Nobody, of course, if I'm Facebook owner, I will not want you to leave my application anyways. But then you must be sensitive, right?
So
Yes, sir.
I've just sent to you, sir.
Oh,
So
oh,
you can check it. I've just sent that to you.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Beautiful. Okay, so
It should help you.
Mr. Ife, you want to ask a question, please? Mr. Ife, where is he? Is he still in?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, yeah, please ask your question, sir.
Yeah, so I said, is it advisable to be watching videos to get information or reading? Which one works best, sir?
I can't hear you very well, sir.
Do you hear me, sir?
Okay, I think I got the question. You typed
Yeah,
it
I
already,
said,
right?
which one is best? Is it watching? Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. No, while I was explaining the last time, I said, let me just try to. I don't want to go back to the slide. It's late already. So I was saying, you have to know your strengths, right? Now, and you know what works best for you. And I said, what one of the major thing that is causing traffic jam, like traffic jam now, is let me say over 80% visiting the internet really want to watch videos, right? Over 80% of people visiting the internet all over the world, and it's because there is an influence of what videos actually brings. Like virtually everybody watches an average of it's even more than that. an average of 10 videos per day. Every active internet user watches an average of 10 videos per day, right? Now, and out of that 10 videos per day, so less than let me say out of that 10 videos per day, it is really hard for even those people watching an average of 10 videos per day to even read just a singular PDF per day. Now, why not converting that to a way at which you could actually learn instead of watching irrelevant videos, or let me say videos that will not actually really add to your career path? Why not getting valuable videos that will actually add to that, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why I said know your strengths and okay, what works best, reading or watching videos in getting information. So it's just really dependent on you. Just know your strength. But same vis-a-vis content, right? But still yet, video content is still really more. The world is really moving into video content to consume information.
Awesome. Awesome, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I hope you got that.
Yes, he's not in presently. I guess the network affected him at a point. So, but I believe he got
Oh,
what you said at the beginning. So, but if he did not get it, I will try to forward your response to him.
okay.
So no problem, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other person before we round up? I think tonight we spent a lot. It was awesome. It was awesome. I tell you. All right. Any other person? Any other person? So in addition to it, what if someone have an idea while on campus? How will he know when to start? And how will he know how to bring resources together for the idea? Maybe the person have an idea of a startup they are thinking. How will they know when to start, how to bring resources together, and the right timing? Hello, did you get me, sir?
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. Let me just say, according to what's it called, program. I think program said something. Is it what's it called? Is another person in the business, and he said, okay, there's not really actual time to starting or to launching or to starting something. Now, the only way it works is that uh, when needed information to kickstart something has been gathered, right? Uh, and it could actually be built on, then start. Now, what that means is really okay. When you are trying to work on something, you are trying to build as an undergraduate, or let me say, okay, as an undergraduate, because of course everyone here joining is joined almost everyone here that joined is actually an undergraduate. Right? When you are wanting to start something as an undergraduate, like one of the ways to make it work, or one of the ways you could actually really start is firstly gathering informations, getting validated researches, fact and figures, and after you've done that, so I don't think there's really anything should that would actually really hinders you to really actually start that thing that you really want to start, or you purposefully really want to start, right? But uh, one of the ways it happens in such a way at which you start in a way at which there's a balance with your let me say your academics in quotes, or there's a balance with your don't let me say academics now, probably your activities, your other activities your primary activities that you've gotten yourself engaged on, probably that made you become an undergraduate, either your academic activities, either your religious activities, and some other stuff, right? So it's just that way, right? So there's not really a natural way to say, okay, maybe when you get to part 4 you should start, when you get to part 3 you should start. But really, so when you've gotten when you've gotten firmness in your primary activities at the first place, which is your academics, right? Now, along that line, you gather informations to what you really envision to kickstart. When you gather information, now there are some things, there are some courses that might really need you to gather information till you are done with school. And when you are done with school, you start it immediately. But there are some that you really need to just test the waters practically, alongside gathering information while you're on campus. You get that? There are two different things. So the thing is just knowing that, okay, you have to, within yourself that, okay, until you know within yourself until you've gathered enough information to actually really start. Imagine someone wanting to start, let me say, someone wanting to start a poultry business, and you are into let me say you want to start a poultry business, and you are studying surgery, medicine and surgery. You understand that? Now, it won't really be reasonable for you to start saying you really want to start a poultry business probably while studying medicine and surgery, right? But you could actually have really gathered as much as possible enough information and researches around that. While probably during your last year on campus, now kickstarting that and getting that done. Just using that as an example. So just for you to have an idea of how to start pulling out stops, or where to start pulling out stops, or let me say the actual time to really kickstart whatever you have in mind that you want to kickstart. Because it's not really about the kickstarting, but it's really about the consistency after you've kickstarted. You get that?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Any other question before we call it a day? So I will love you guys to check out mybetterride.com. So www.mybetterride.com, and then you can download their app too, right, on Play Store, right? So like I said earlier, that they are into logistics, right? And then you will love it. Just check it out. Just check their website out, and then from there you can continue with it. So, and then if you need to speak with Mr. Olapade, you can contact me. Then maybe you guys want to connect. I don't know. Maybe you are looking into startup or something like that, and then you need to be able to understand the journey, at least the early stage, and like, so that you will not go with the waters. Right? So which is important. Actually, it is important, especially in the entrepreneurship journey. It is important that like this is it Yoruba saying now? I don't know if it's Yoruba saying, or maybe it's pidgin or something. He said, follow Percival Sabi road, right? Follow someone that knows the way, that knows the road, right? And something like that, anyways. So that, by the way, any other question? No, right? So let's appreciate Mr. Olapade Stevie once again. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir. I really enjoyed the moment.
Yeah, wow,
Thank you so
wonderful. All right, great. So we appreciate you, sir. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing with us. Thanks for the whole thing. Thanks for your time.
Welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks so much. We appreciate. We
Alright.
we are privileged to have you, anyways. Yeah, we are privileged
Of
to
course.
have you. Yeah, we are privileged. At least we remember that. Yes, I remember the mentorship class we had. We just meet and say, sir, I was part of the mentorship class, sir. I did not remember me. My name is this and this. My name is Muiwa. You remember? My name is Muiwa in that mentorship class, sir. Did you remember? Yes, I'm the one. So that's how it works. That's how connections. I'm telling you, that's how the network and the whole thing is, right? Now imagine that this same way Antonio Elumelu is like that. So you just go and meet him, sir. You remember in 2000 and blah 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 blah. I was in the class. Remember that class that yes, I was that small boy. Yeah. So it's good to have you, sir. It's good to have you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So guys, so till tomorrow, so that everybody can rest and yeah, be good. So tomorrow we continue. Then Monday, then the last day will be on Tuesday. So I will send the task tonight to our WhatsApp group. So I've sent the image that Mr. Olapade Stephen talked about. I've sent it to our WhatsApp group, so you guys can check it out on how to sort the internet for right information. It's really important. You get to know that majority of what you are struggling with is already being solved by someone on the internet. Really, majority of what you are trying to search and be like is already sorted out by someone on the internet, right? Now these days, even if I'm facing maybe one thing that I did not know how to do, or maybe I want to export something and it's giving me difficulty, I just go on YouTube and search it there. And you just bring a lot of information and then I just look for the one that is better and then sort it out. That's all. Years back, you cannot do like that. If you are looking for that kind of information, you might wait ages. You might need to pay about, let's say, 50,000 naira for you to be able to get just little information. But these days, it's available. But still, yeah, people don't know. Right? People don't know. As much as is available, there are some things I just imagine. Someone will say, please, help me shaking. I'll be like, it's something you can do. Just send this thing to yourself. Say, I want to send image from this place. Just connect and send. That's all. Be like, be like, really? In this world? So please, let's try as much as possible. Every single day we are learning. We are doing one thing in advancement of what you know before, right? Don't just stay at our stage. Improve. It's difficult, right? Growth is painful. Real growth is painful. That's the truth. If you are not going through a pain in your growth, you are not growing. Real growth is painful. It is painful. Real discipline is painful. It goes through a lot of things for you to become it. Becoming relevant is painful. It is sweet at the end, but during the process, it is painful, and you have to understand it. Whatsoever you are going through now, you have to be painful. Coming to this class sometimes is not so convenient, but you have to do it, right? So that and the old things, please, let's understand it and make sure that it's worth it. Whatsoever you are doing, ensure that it's worth it. It's worth it. I want us all to be able to see ourselves in the next 15 years, 20 years, and be happy and be like, yeah, that time, that mentorship, be like, oh, awesome. That's nice. It's awesome seeing you. Right. So for me now it's already 10. So guys, good night. Let everybody go and rest and go and enjoy our day. Ensure you eat tonight, guys. Yeah, ensure you eat tonight and stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you too, sir. Stay safe, sir.
All right, thanks, Mr. Damlari. All right, thank you. Yeah, stay safe, man. Stay safe, guys. Well, Mr. Ebenezer, stay safe. Akiyemi, stay safe. Ogumola Victoria, stay safe. Even though I don't think I know any of you guys' face. I just know that yes, I used to see pictures and zeros and M and the whole thing, right? So you guys should stay safe, which is important. Stay safe. Favor, stay safe. Who else? Alabi Deborah, stay safe. Akiyemi, Ifeoluwa, stay safe. Favor, stay safe. Ogumola Victoria, stay safe. Alabi Ebenezer, stay safe. So guys, stay safe. Alabi Ebenezer, be going. Oh yeah, be going. Bye bye. Be going. Bye bye.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, bye bye. Be going. uh, uh, Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, Deborah. Yeah, cheers, cheers. All right, stay safe. Ogumola Victoria, you not go, Abi. All of you don't want to live again. And